Good morning. Good morning. Welcome again to another edition of PreMarket PulseScan with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com. My bad, my bad, my bad. I didn't mean to do it to you, but it happened. Things happen, okay? I wasn't able to get the end of day report done in time. We've been preparing for the launch, and we had some technical difficulties that lasted late into the evening yesterday. So I just was not able to do what I wanted to do. So I do apologize. But I got your back. I got your back. What we're going to do, we're going to make up for it, all right? We're going to roll two into one. Not only will we do our pre-market pulse scan, but I'm gonna hook you up. We're gonna look at some charts from the end of day report that should have went on last night, so at least you can say that you got your full. Okay, so instead of breakfast and lunch, we're gonna have brunch. How about that? So let's do some brunch. I think we at least I owe that much to you. You know, at least we can do that. We can make sure that you're eating good and that you're getting your daily nutrition. All right, so I'm gonna hook you up. I threw in some extra charts. That's why we're starting a few minutes early. That way, everybody can get, the things that they were looking for. You can have it done. You know, it's just I wanted to do something different. You know what I mean? So I think that this is. I think this will make us square. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do my best. We're gonna jump in and we're gonna see what we can get done before the opening bell, and hopefully, Lord willing, we'll have some more announcements by the end of the week. We've really been cooking in the lab for you guys. We got some major announcements coming up. It's gonna really bless you. Thank you for your patience. Sometimes things take a little extra time when you're trying to work out kinks and make sure that things are coming to you a full, complete package, not half done things like we talked about in my prior videos. You know, companies quick to roll out stuff just to say they rolled it out, not caring if there's issues or not. So we want to make sure all the things that we know about have been banged out and, give you a good product going forward. So that's what we've been busy working on. Been in the lab, man, still in the lab. All right, without further ado, let's get into some important news, market news for today. Then we can jump into some markets. All right, so on deck this morning, we got SoftBank's profits nosedive 99% last quarter. Here's why stock went up 12%. Investors cared more about a federal judge ruling in favor of SoftBank-owned Sprint's merger with T-Mobile than a $2 billion loss at the Japanese tech investors' Vision Fund. Very interesting. Now, because of that merger, that Sprint T-Mobile thing going on, I have since added Sprint to the PulseWave report. So you will see that. Those of you that are members of the PulseWave price triggers, you can see if you check your dashboard, that has been posted. I did that prior to going live this morning, so that has been added. So you're gonna want to peep that. As a matter of fact, hey, brainstorm. Why don't we add it to today's list to take a look at that? I think that would be kind of neat, don't you think? So let's go in here real quick, and I will add Sprint, and then we can, that'll be neat. Okay, here we go, right here. Always redoing it all over again. Forgive me. Sometimes things can be so sensitive. That's not what I meant to do. Bear with me. I'm going to have to redo it. All right, so while that's running, Okay, Bitcoin rockets past $10,000 after the Fed says it's taking a deep look at the government cryptocurrency. The digital coin jumped 5% to over $10,300 after Fed Chair Jerome Powell said the central bank is exploring the technology. Who told you so? Did I not tell you so? I do believe I told you guys that the government was looking at coming up with its own cryptocurrency. That's why they were so quick to try to downplay cryptocurrency and blockchain relevance. All right. It's because they wanted to be the ones to control it. I warned you. My documentary, The Fed versus Bitcoin and Blockchain. All right. How the central banks want to take over. All right. I am the one that told you that years ago, prior to any of this. I warned you guys, especially when they were talking a lot of tough talk. They were talking foolish, and I warned you guys about it. Then they've been systematically trying to bring down big name individuals who are operating already in the space. They've been trying to bring them down so that they won't be seen as a big competitor in the way of what the government is trying to do, i.e. Reggie Middleton. Does that ring a bell to you guys? So think it not strange that this report is out and now they're being exposed for what they're trying to do and them operating in this space. All right. So notice how it says they're taking a deep look at a government cryptocurrency. They want to control it. I'm telling you. And once they do roll it out, you better believe it's going to become illegal for anyone else to operate in anything else. And if they don't make it illegal, they'll make it so that it's darn right impossible or put a bad taste in your mouth that you're not going to want to operate in said space. All right. That's how they roll. That's what they do. All right. That's how the government moves. And I have exposed that time and time and time again. It's just the nature of how they operate. All right. That's never going to change. It's what they do. All right. So, with that being said, let's move on. Ex-Goldman CEO Lloyd Blankfield laid into Bernie Sanders after his New Hampshire win, saying he'll wreck the economy and let Russia screw up the U.S. The former investment banking chief warned Democrats that Sanders is just as polarizing as Trump and will ruin our economy. Well, you know, there's some truth to that. Bernie Sanders is a self-admitted socialist. Socialism always ends in economic ruin. Just look at France. Just study any socialist country, present, past, present. Just look, past and present. Look at every single last one of them. What has been the outcome? And I know he's going to say, well, I'm smarter than all of them. Every country in the past and the present who is a socialist country right now, they're doing it wrong. I want to be XYZ type of a socialist. Elemental P, QRSTUZ type of a socialist. Socialism is socialism is socialism. There is no difference. It's all the same. It's taking money from one group of people and giving it to another group of people. It's Robin Hood. It's still from the rich to give to the poor. That's what that is. All right? It's big government. It's nanny state. Government knows best. Every socialist country, past and present, has economically failed. Why don't people see that? It's ridiculous just how sheepish the public has become, because people are backing this man. Regular people, the same people that are being that see that they're being screwed over now, will be screwed over even worse if that man gets in the office. Y'all do know that, right? Nissan may report its first quarterly loss since March 2009. Three senior officials at the Japanese automaker told Reuters that they expect to publish poor results on Thursday, with one of them calling the figures dismal. Angry Birds maker Bravio's profits plummets. The game developer stomached a 96% drop in profits last quarter due to higher user acquisition costs and its 5G gaming platform hatch. I always thought it was a silly game. I'm just being honest. I mean, maybe some kids may like it. My kids don't play that game. They don't like that game. Children are way more sophisticated these days. They don't play those games. There's really no such thing as a kiddie game anymore either. I mean, they're playing Gears of War and Zelda and Mortal Kombat and Call of Duty. Young kids are playing those games and Pokemon. I mean, come on, Angry Birds, really? Whatever. I think that's more of an adult game, because the lower brainwave frequency of some of these games, they look like they're made for children, but they're really made for adults, because adults are operating at a child's brainwave activity from 50 years ago. All right. Airbnb reportedly lost $322 million in the first 9 months of 2019, and it could mean a bumpier path to going public. The Wall Street Journal reported that the home rental platform swung to a hefty loss after making a $200 million profit in its same period of 2018. Me, teacher, pick me. I have the answer. I have the answer to that question. Okay, the answer to why Airbnb's profits have plummeted is because they have allowed themselves to start acting like some type of a political hitman for the government, and for acting too big for their britches. Let me explain. Recently, it came out that Airbnb was banning people from using its service, and they had no reason to do so. It wasn't like the people were threatening or tearing up people's places or none of that stuff, or causing problems. Just banning people because of their political leanings. If you voted for Trump, you can't stay here. You've been banned. First of all, see, this is where I talked about a while back about companies being political. Companies are not political machines unless you actually started a company with that purpose in mind to be that. And that's really your main business model. So your company's acting as a front. All right. That sounds more CIA-ish than anything. But what has been happening is companies have been taking political positions and backing certain candidates publicly, and certain social movements, getting into social justice and everything that has to do with nothing with profits. A company's main existence is to make and generate profits for both its shareholders and its owners. All right, that's what it exists to do. All right, it generates profits so it can pay its employees. Companies create jobs. Let me repeat that. Companies create jobs and generate profits. They don't tell you who to vote for president. They don't ban users from coming in. That'll be like McDonald's banning certain car drivers from coming through the drive-through and ordering food. You're killing yourself. When you start limiting your customer base, you are killing yourself. Has any one of these people that are ever ran a successful business before, or took any business classes in college? Who's training and advising these people? You don't do that. How do you say I'm banning someone from coming and spending money at my establishment? The only time, look, every movie you've ever seen where there's a bar or a saloon, if you're talking about Westerns, the only time you would see the bar owner or the guy behind the bar at the saloon kick a dude out is because they were causing all types of ruckus in the establishment, thus causing the establishment money, causing them to lose customers, etc. But you never seen the guy at the saloon just arbitrarily start walking around the saloon and pointing at people and say, okay, you, okay, you guys have to go because I don't like the color of your jackets. All right, you're not welcome here anymore. Don't spend any money here anymore. No, he'd be killing his business if he did that. Well, that's what these platforms are doing. All right. Now, let's not get it twisted. When social media took down Alex Jones' channels, they were shooting themselves in the foot and causing themselves to miss money. All right, because he had tens of thousands of views on his videos, sometimes millions of views on his videos and documentaries. And that was creating ad revenue for YouTube. And they let that go. So you have to ask a question. Are these companies that are becoming social justice warriors and political activists, are they being backstopped by the US government and funded behind the scenes some type of a way? You would think that if you're doing the government's bidding, you're getting something out of it. Are you getting a tax break? Or are you being allowed to perhaps do something that you wanted to do and now you don't have to pass a law or any legislation to do it? The government just says, okay, we're going to turn a blind eye to you doing X, Y, and Z if you do this for us. I mean, we are living in a fascist environment, right? Fascism, the merger of corporate and the government, to the point where you don't know where the government ends and the corporation begins, and vice versa. So because of that, this is where we are. And that's why Airbnb is struggling, because they told their customers to basically kiss their behind and you're not welcome here anymore. Not a smart idea. Stocks are up. European equities rose with Germany's DAX up 0.8%, Britain's FTSE 100 up 0.3%, and the Euro Stoxx 50 up 0.5%. Asian indexes rallied with China's Shanghai Composite up 0.9%, Hong Kong's Hang Seng up 0.9%, and Japan's Nikkei up 0.7%. U.S. stocks are poised to open higher, with the Dow Jones S&P 500 futures up at 0.4%, and the NASDAQ 100 futures up 0.5%. Earnings season continues. Cisco and CVS Health are the highlights. Economic data is trickling out. Powell's testimony on the monthly budget statement are worth keeping an eye on. All right, so that is the market news for this morning. Now, everybody wants to know, what say ye regarding the Sprint T-Mobile merger? I'll be honest with you, I don't feel no two ways about it either way. And the reason that I don't really feel too much about it is because companies merge all the time. It's not like this is some huge thing, really. I mean, there's been bigger mergers before. Sprint, I know that they're a big boy out there, but T-Mobile, I mean, I've heard mixed reviews. I've never had used T-Mobile, but I've heard people give it mixed reviews as far as how reliable their service has been and drop calls, etc. I used to have a Sprint phone back in the day, and it was pretty decent, I guess. I'm not a mobile phone expert or analyst in any kind of way, so I could care less. But We're going to look at that stock, though. Y'all want to look at that stock with me? All right, let's look at that stock. But first, we need to look at the overnight markets real quick, and then we'll take a look at those charts. And I'll show you what rears itself in Goshen, a city or treason. All right, so overnight markets, Dow Jones up 160 points at 29,389. NASDAQ 100 futures up 55 and a quarter at 95.82 half. E-mini S&P 500 up 15 and a half points at 33.73 and a quarter. The Russell near the highs of the session up 9.7 points at 1688.10. Bitcoin up $85 at 10,490 after hitting a high of 10,620 this morning. Nat gas up 3 cents at $1.81. Euro yen is up 8 at 119.94. Crude oil is up $1.35 at $51.30 a barrel. The long bond is down 19.30 seconds at 161.29. Gold futures off 10 cents at $1,570. Silver off 8 cents at $17.51. US dollar index is up 8 at 98.80. Euro is off 16 pips at 109.29. Soybeans unchanged at 8.84 and 3/4. And corn off 50 cents at 3.79 and a quarter. Taking a look at any possible 2-bar Charlie pre-market setups. And I'm scanning, and so far nada. Still scanning, nothing. Still scanning, almost, but nope, not quite there. Nothing there. Almost on the bonds, but not quite. Nope. Still nada. We had some close ones so far this morning, but nope. Nope. No 2-bar Charlie setups in the pre-market this morning. All right, so first chart we're going to get into this morning. Let's knock out the Bitcoin first. All right, so this is our pre-market. This is our end of day report section now that we should have gotten to last night. So let me hook you up with this right quick. All right, as you can see, Bitcoin has a positive momentum alert coming into today. And that's exactly what the market is doing, still managing to push higher. Because of this type of a bullish engulfing bar, I do believe that we've now established a new range. Let's give it up for the PulseWave price triggers, guys. I did tell you that the market was going to try to build support around that 10,000 mark, and that it was possible that we could pull back a little bit more before, shooting back up. Well, the market did proceed to pull back a little bit more before pulling up. We hit 9,580. I did tell you around that 9,600 was possible. That's exactly what happened. We could even went a little lower, but it didn't. Now the market has put in a range now with the low point at that 95 level. We should rise a little bit more to around the 10,100, something like that. It should be like the new support for this move going forward. Now the new target that is in play is around 10,600 to 11,000. That should be the next initial target for this move, all right, on the bull side of things. And let's see. Oh, you guys can't see the chart. My bad. Oops. Did I do that? All right, there you go. Make this a little bit better. All right. Yeah. So here's the chart. Here's the bar that I'm currently talking about. So we've now made that range. We've established that new range. So we should be hitting around 10,600 to 11,000-ish. That's going to be our new initial target right now for this move. Right now, the biggest thing is we're waiting for the longer-term trend line support to come up some more and arc up a little bit more. It's kind of just at this 45-degree angle slope. I'd like to see it get more up to the 90-degree slope. So as it raises up, that should help give us that lift off. I do believe that once we are settled, once we hit that 11,000, it should be a really quick march to 18,000. So definitely keep your eyes open if you are long the market. Remember, you got to use those stops, okay? Don't ever worry about being stopped out. You can always get back in a market. It's always good to take profits along the way because remember, it's take what you can, give nothing back, all right? All right, let's move on. All right, so we're done with this one. Let's go to our next one. All right, Sprint. Everybody's asking me about Sprint. All right, pull up a chair. Let's look at Sprint. Okay, so as you can see, this Sprint has been going down, 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 down. It's been in a bear market for a long time. Prices have been plummeting for a long time. All right, just down, 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 down. It was on its way to a penny stock, in my opinion. If this merger didn't take place, this stock will be going down to $1. All right, it got down to, and recently we got down to $4.30. Once a stock drops below $5, man, that's your red alert that things aren't going well, obviously. All right. And we got down to $4 and actually $4.26 is our current low. And let's see what else we got here. Yeah, bear with me just for a second here. All right, so since the green light on that merger, you see how the market is gapped up now. So we went from $4.80 to $8.52. Okay. So when you see movement like that, when you start to see that, that's creating a monster of a gap. And I believe that gap at some point is going to have to be reckoned with. So that's a massive little pullback. Don't know by how much it could fall back down. And to be honest with you, I don't really see it going that far up either. And one of the reasons for that is because what else you got going for you other than a merger? How your profits been lately? You know, even in the pre-market, I mean, you're down, you're off 10 cents already. So I mean, what do you expect? I just don't see too much going on with this stock. I mean, before the merger, this thing was dead. Now all of a sudden it's popping up. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like this chart. If you were one of those people that were holding on, you've been long for a long time, this may or may not have gotten you back into the black. This pop right here. If you bought under $8, then you're good. I would go ahead and at least get my stop in here to book some profits if this thing pulls back on me. If you've been long for a long time, you just been holding, I don't know what to tell you. You should have been out many moons ago. But you are coming off of back-to-back rally alerts as well. So a pop was coming anyway, but not like this. Not with a major gap like this. This thing has to pull back to at least 650, I think, before doing anything else. So there you go on that one. All right. Let's take a look. Someone's asking about Ethereum. I had no intentions of doing Ethereum this morning, but because I owe y'all a solid, I'm going to hook you up. All right. So here's your Ethereum. All right. Let's see. Let's pull this up. All right. So on your Ethereum, basically what you're looking at here is a bull market right now. All right. It's looking almost like that Bitcoin chart. You have a positive momentum shift coming into the market today, which should help keep price is elevated. On this one, I'm thinking the market's going to try to hit between 245 and 250 in the near term. So that'll be my next upside target, 245, 250, not very far away, but that'll be my next initial target. And again, when you have a good lift off like this, you just want to keep riding it as long as you can. And the best way to do that is to make sure that you are using your stops and locking in profit as the market goes up. So in case you get a surprise pullback, at least you get stopped out with profit. All right. You're more than welcome. All right. So let's see here. Next one. All right. So the next chart we're going to look at is XLF. Okay. All right. This is your XLF. And as you can see, you're bullish. You're kind of sloppy all up in here. All right. Markets are all sloppy. It really didn't fill the gap. I mean, you figure, okay, here we were, 30. Yeah, this is not, I mean, if you want to be super technical, you can say that this bar here filled the gap. All right, fine, I'll give that to you. But this whole thing is kind of messy up in here. I think the financials are really bumping up against some resistance. But you do have a bullish pointer right here. So, yeah, I think the XLF still has some run left in it. But look at your chart though. Your longer term trend line support is barely lifting out of the Kumo cloud. So price is trying to hold up. It's like floating in midair. You got your weekly trend momentum, which is bullish. So you have all signs to say bullish. So I think you're going to be okay for now. I think you're okay for now. This is just something that you're going to have to watch and keep an eye for and see what happens. But right now, you're okay. All right, next one. Next one is Wells Fargo. You know, I've been keeping an eye on that to see if it's going to win and if it's going to try to fill that gap. It's really struggling, folks. It is really struggling to fill the gap. All right. Here it is. We got this gap way up here. And it's like, it's just been consolidating sideways, which is kind of scary because sometimes in these consolidations, you can be building a nice floor and then you get a lift off. But the way this thing is behaving and acting, it's acting like it wants to go sight and put in a leg lower. So this is one that I'm just watching right now. And you had the back-to-back rally alerts, but you really haven't gone anywhere. It hasn't done it. When you fail like this after getting back-to-back rally alerts, that's telling me that every time the market rallies, the sellers are coming in and just beating it down, and that there are more sellers targeting the stock than people looking for opportunities to buy it up. You don't have large institutional inflows to do this, and that's the issue that I'm seeing. That's why I'm not liking the rally on this. I'm not liking it at all, and I don't feel comfortable with it right now. So I have to actually wait for it to really start doing something, because I don't have the patience to sit here and hold paper while you're down here like this. I don't like it. I like paper that's moving. I like momentum. Momentum, all right? I like that momentum. And right now, we don't have that. Yeah, you got bullish weekly momentum locked in here that's helping to keep it afloat and keep it from really dropping too much, but you don't have any progress. All right, I don't have higher highs, really. I have really the lower lows. This thing is mixed. It's sideways, it's flat. I don't like it. So I'm not holding that paper. I liquidated the position. I told you like a week or so ago. I wasn't liking the movement, and I didn't have the patience to set and tie up paper. So I'm waiting. All right, now this is a good one. USO does have a rally alert for the market today. This is a primary rally alert, so you definitely want to consider operating in this one. I think the potential is at least the trend line resistance. That's the first target. Second target is the bottom of the Kumo cloud. Okay, so what that equals to for you is $12.17, bottom of the Kumo cloud, $11.74 trend line resistance. So those are the initial profit targets on the long if the market can break out. So that one looks interesting, to be quite honest. All right, the next one we got here is UNG, which is nat gas. Remember I mentioned that the other day. For those of you that want to play nat gas, but you don't have the guts for the futures. Okay, so this one's been bearish weekly momentum. Market looking like it may be in the process of trying to put in a support, but instead you got that another leg down here. But we got to pay attention to the primary rally alert and see where we go. You've been getting these little bursts from prior rally alerts, little bursts, followed by crash alerts. That's all you're seeing. So it may not be finishing bottoming yet, but it's definitely one for you to watch. And this is what it looks like. This is how it's been moving. All right, let's take a look at the next one. The next one we got is UCO, sticking with the crude oil family. All right, UCO, bear market as well. I think we do have another primary rally alert. You got one here with no follow through. And now here's the second one to watch for. Initial targets on the upside is the trend line, which is $17.88, and you're at $13.67 now. All right, next one. See if we can get through these real fast. Next one is your Tesla. Tesla looks like it's comfortable just being a stage 1 correction at this time. All right, we got the pullback, and the market failed to move lower. It did not fill this gap here, and it didn't fill this gap here. So you just got a stage 1, not a stage 2 so far. That's how it's looking. So right now, this thing is kind of flat. Look at your narrow range trading day yesterday. Hardly any movement at all. And here we are now. So this is just one to watch. Those of you who have bought and went long this market, just beware. You got a negative momentum reading today, so there could be further pullback in price. All right, there's our opening bell. Let's finish blitzing through here. Here's your ticker TLT on your bonds. All right. Now, it did pull back. It did fill in the gap here. The question is are you going to get a stage 2 on this one? Negative momentum for today. So we are going to pull back and fill now this gap. So the market just keeps gapping back and filling and gapping. So this one is definitely going to be pulling back today. Let's see what else we got. Next one here is SLV. For those of you that have been watching silver's been pretty weak. It's still in that corrective phase off the rally highs. All right, here we are. All right, just more bearishness. We're now inside the Kumo cloud of death. Even though you got a bullish weekly trend momentum, you had one last time too. Market broke out and then broke right back down again. So this one is still a sell target. Sellers are still in control. They're still selling the rallies. So until that stops, I see further pullback in this market. All right, moving on to the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ 100. All right, I know some of you like to be in this one instead of the futures, and it's still powerful with no new signals. We got bullish weekly trend momentum. We're in a bull market. No overbought or oversold readings, no rally or crash alerts. This one you're just holding if you're long or adding to your open positions. All right, going to the next one, we got crude oil futures for those of you that got the stomach to ride the wildest market on the planet. Here's that rally alert. The market did push higher in the overnight. We already went through the overnight market segment, so the rally alert is playing out. All right, from last night. Initial target is the trend line resistance, which is at 55.93, which is this orange line right here. So you're looking at about a $6 run top side. All right, next one we're looking at here is the NASDAQ 100 futures. All right, so had a good push, got a crash alert for today, but you got this bullish pointer, so you may not get follow through on this rally alert today. So we'll have to watch this one and see. I am playing this one on both sides. So I'm looking if it's gonna break out and run, I'm looking to catch whatever I can get. And if it's gonna pull back and start that correction process, I'm looking to play that as well. So this one, I'm definitely looking to operate in the NASDAQ today, if possible. We'll see what the market does, and if it hits the intraday price inflection points, then I'm all in it. And I will alert you once I get a fill. All right, the next one is Goldman Sachs, looking at that financial sector. Man, remember I said it was all messy? Well, you got the beginning of bearish weekly trend momentum coming in. You got a secondary crash alert 2 days ago that hasn't played out yet. So definitely watch this one for lower prices. Goldman Sachs calling for lower prices. All right, GLD, which is your gold futures ETF equivalent, looking for lower prices on this one today because of the negative momentum reading. And the initial pullback target for this one is going to be the trend line support, which is at 144.66, which is this right here. So looking for lower prices in the gold. All right. Next one is GDXJ, looking at your gold miners. Okay. Miners are important. Right now, you got this rally alert from 2 sessions ago. Nothing's happened yet. We had that narrow range inside day yesterday, so we should get some kind of breakout or breakdown today. The rally alert is still in play. We're watching for intraday price inflection points for clues. Even if it breaks down and crashes below the trend line support, we'll be ready for that too. So this is a be ready for anything kind of a day. All right, looking at the GBTC, which is the Bitcoin ETF equivalent. All right, this one's been long and strong. So if you're long and strong in this market, just hold on. Still want to put some stops in place. You don't want to turn winning trades into losing trades. So watch your money on this one, but still calling for higher prices as this thing is marching along from the last rally alert back here on February the 5th. Calling for higher prices in that one. Looking at Caterpillar, which is like Dr. Copper, it really takes a look at what's going on in your economy and the strength thereof or lack thereof. Right now, it's lack thereof. Caterpillar is below the Kumo cloud, and it's bearish coming off of a major primary crash alert, followed by a negative momentum reading. And then we had a dead cat bounce up here. I'm looking for the market to pull back and fill in this gap at minimum and possibly put in a new leg lower. So right now, just watching to see how this one moves. If it does continue to move higher, then the initial target is going to be the bottom of the Kumo cloud, which is around 140 bucks right here. All right, going to the next one, which is the silver futures. Silver futures is in a bear situation still, bear market. Bullish weekly momentum though, but no follow through. Markets are heading lower, pushing into that Kumo cloud of death is what you don't want to see, and threatening to drop below the cloud, getting us into the lower 17 handle. So this one's definitely one to watch as well, calling for lower prices in the silver for today. And that should do it on our algo chart segment. Man, just flew right through, didn't we? Time goes by so fast. Dow futures now up 200, and it's helping to lift the NASDAQ. Let's see if the NASDAQ can get some more energy behind it, because it's really been the strongest leader right now, and it's lifting all the other stock indexes. So this is getting interesting, folks. We're going to keep watching and looking. Even the Bitcoin futures is now up 120 bucks. So it's excuse me, trading getting up there near the session highs of the day. All right, so that's all I got, man. Remember, PulseWaveTrading.com. We got a lot of goodies there for those that open up free accounts. Take a look at this week's freebies that we have for you. And we have some amazing news announcements that are coming. And we just rolled out some new tech last night with the phone app version of the price triggers. You can view the price trigger reports right on your smartphone. So we're doing big things, man. It's a lot of things going on. So that just rolled out last night, and we got even bigger things that are coming your way. So remember, this evening, end of day report, right back here on YouTube. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace.